Okay, so have you ever been in like a tough spot?
Yeah.
In Minecraft,
Oh, yeah.
where you're like, man, I really wish I had a potion right now. Like a healing potion or something.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
But all you have are a bunch of those like awkward potions, just like sitting there,
Yeah.
useless.
hmm It's like the base of everything, but it doesn't actually do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, today's deep dive
Okay.
might actually have like the perfect answer for this kind of situation. We are going to be talking about the
Mm.
Minecraft Cauldron.
Oh.
We're going to be talking about everything from like how to craft it to like where it comes from
Cool.
in the real world to some of the connections to like folklore and stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll help add a new like layer of strategy to like how you play the game.
Yeah, that's right. The cauldron, it looks so simple.
Right.
At first glance, it's just like, oh, just a little container.
Right.
But it's got so much depth. Kind of like a good potion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
How do you get your hands on one of these things?
Mhm.
So like everyone knows the crafting recipe. You just take like 7 iron ingots,
Yep.
put them in a U shape in the crafting table.
That's it.
But did you know that you can actually like find them out in the world already made?
Oh, yeah.
And where you find them actually gives you a clue to like all the different things you can use them for.
Oh, interesting.
Like for instance, you can find them in swamp huts.
Yeah.
Now, we all know witches love their cauldrons,
Like
right?
that's their thing.
So it's like hinting at like some magical stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not just for...
It's not just a bucket.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here's the thing. You can also find them in igloos.
Oh, that's interesting.
Now, think about that for a sec. You're in like a freezing cold environment
Yeah.
and you need water.
Right.
So what are you going to do? Melt some snow
Yeah.
in a cauldron.
Oh, that makes sense.
So like back in the day, a cauldron could have been like essential for survival.
Yeah.
And it might even like give you some ideas for like building your next like Arctic base or something.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Right.
That's really cool.
It's like history coming to life in the game.
Exactly. So we know they can hold water. We know they can hold lava.
Mm-hmm.
But fun fact, they can't hold milk.
What? Really?
I know, right?
A little weird.
You'd think a witch would love a good cauldron full of warm milk for her potions.
Right. Like, what's going on there?
I don't know. Maybe it's to prevent some kind of like cheesy exploit or something.
Uh-huh. Maybe.
Or maybe the developers just wanted to add a little humor.
Could be.
Although I kind of like the idea of like a lore reason,
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe there's a witch out there who's lactose intolerant.
There you go.
And that's why cauldrons can't hold milk.
I love it.
So we've got these like basic uses, right?
Yeah.
But in Bedrock Edition, the cauldron really gets like an upgrade.
Oh, you can actually use it to dye leather armor.
Oh, okay.
And that is a total game changer when it comes to like personalizing your character.
Absolutely. It's not even just about the looks, though.
Okay.
Like, think about this. You're playing on like a PvP server,
Right.
Player versus player.
Yeah.
Being able to blend in with the environment could be the difference between winning and getting ambushed.
Oh, that's true.
Right. Or you could use bright colors for team identification.
Okay, that's a really cool like strategic angle I never even thought of.
Yeah.
And like what really blew my mind was that you can use cauldrons to store potions.
Yes.
And even craft tipped arrows.
It's so cool.
Talk about adding a tactical edge to your game.
Right.
Seriously.
Imagine this. You're facing a whole horde of zombies.
Oh, God.
You're out of splash potions.
Yeah.
But you've got a cauldron full of harming potion.
Okay.
You just dip an arrow in there and boom.
Oh, my God.
One shot takes out like multiple enemies.
Wow.
Way more efficient.
That is amazing.
Right.
That's like next level Minecrafting.
It is.
All this talk of potions and cauldrons is making me think about those like classic images.
Yeah.
Like in fairy tales and stuff.
Totally.
I always see like a cauldron bubbling over a fire.
Of course. Like a witch's cauldron.
Yeah. So like, have you ever thought about where the word cauldron even comes from?
I don't think I have, actually.
It's actually pretty cool. So it comes from the Latin word caldarium,
Okay.
which means like a hot bath.
Oh, interesting.
And then it went to French and became chaudron.
Okay.
And then finally came to English as cauldron.
Wow. So it's been on a journey.
I know. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And it's even related to our word kettle,
Oh, really?
which comes from the Old Norse word ketil.
Wow. A real melting pot of languages.
I know, right? Like a linguistic stew.
Love it.
But you know what else is really fascinating?
What's that?
How, like, our view of cauldrons has, like, totally changed over time.
Oh, yeah. How so?
So like back in the Bronze Age, cauldrons were just everyday cooking tools.
Yeah, makes sense.
But now they're like these symbols of magic and mystery.
Right. It's all witches and potions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me those leprechauns with their pot of gold at the end of the rainbow
Mm-hmm.
didn't play a role in that.
Uh-huh. Oh, absolutely.
Like I remember as a kid, I was obsessed with finding that pot of gold.
It's such a classic image.
I know. So like to wrap up our cauldron deep dive,
Okay.
remember it's way more than just a bucket.
Yeah.
It's got crafting potential practical applications
Mm-hmm.
and even a touch of like historical and mythical charm.
Absolutely.
So as you continue your Minecraft adventures,
Yeah.
I want you to think about this.
Okay.
How could the cauldron's real-world history and those connections to folklore and stuff,
Yeah.
how could they influence like what you build in the game and how you play?
That's a great question.
Right. Just let those creative juices simmer.
I love that.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next